Now, if you've been out and about in Glasgow recently, you may have been confronted by the slightly bizarre sight of people skipping around the town dressed as bumblebees. You don't believe me? Take a look.
Well, that is all part of the Glasgow Wildlife Garden Festival, which starts today and runs for 3 weeks. And we're joined now on the sofa by Emily Cutts and Fiona Weir to tell us more. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Love the pug in the bee outfit.
It's amazing.
That's always a winner, isn't it? Now, tell us a little bit more about the Wildlife Garden Festival and what we can expect.
Well, it runs from today, which is the launch. You could have seen us around Glasgow. There was about 10-15 of us on bikes dressed as flowers and bees, cycling around all the sites that are involved, well, some of the sites that are involved. There's 21 sites involved in 6 schools, and we really want to highlight how green Glasgow is. So we've got a garden festival running from today to the 30th of September, and there's loads of fab things that are every day actually for 3 weeks.
Now, what are some of the events that people can attend?
Well, we've got our film screening at the bandstand. We've got a premiere of this, but no longer a premiere. And then Project Wild thing at the bandstand as well on Thursday evening. And then there's canoe trips down the Kelvin this weekend and jam bombing. And then you guys are doing things in Children's Wood. There's loads and loads of fantastic events. There's loads of things from serving for bees to just sort of nature walks and botanical painting. So the whole idea is getting people out there and enjoying the green spaces and the wildlife of Glasgow.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and we've got some great spaces in Glasgow, don't we, as well?
Fantastic spaces. I think out of London, I think every city says this, but it is the greenest city out of London, and we're so proud of our green spaces.
Fantastic. Now, as a festival part of Giving Nature a Home in Glasgow, who you work for, tell us a bit more about that.
Well, Giving Nature a Home is a project that RSPB run, and Glasgow's actually a pilot project for Giving Nature a Home campaign. So it's a kind of pilot project for the UK of a national campaign, and it's really getting kids out there and families engaging with wild spaces on their doorstep through events like the Garden Festival. But we thought it would be a really good idea to just really highlight all the community gardens that we've got and all the work that people are already doing on the doorstep in Glasgow by running this kind of flagship event as part of it.
And Emily, do you think people in Glasgow know enough or know there are so many green spaces and wildlife in our city?
Well, I think this is a really big issue actually, because we've got all these parks and green spaces and policies to get children outside and get people outside, but there doesn't seem to be the people out there using the spaces. And so the group that I'm involved with, the Children's Wood, we've been really working really hard with the community to get people outdoors more. Because if you go around and look around on a wet day or an overcast day and go to the parks, there's actually not that many people there. So it's really great to see the Garden Festival doing so many great events and trying to encourage people out more, because I think it's about values and trying to increase the value of being outside more.
There's a lot of hidden gems out there, isn't it? It's such a lush green city, as you both said, as David mentioned. And is there sort of hidden gems for you? Is there an area that you particularly find is sort of just it's nice to go and spend time in?
Well, I'm really passionate about the Children's Wood and North Kelvin Meadow, which is an area in my community in Mary Hill, which 15 to 16 schools walk to. And it's just lovely. It used to be playing fields and tennis courts, and now there's 480 trees, birch trees. You can just sit up and look at them, and there's community growing. There's stepping stones that children can play on. We've got like outdoor learning club every Saturday, outdoor playgroup on a Wednesday, all run by volunteers. So everything, we've got over 100 volunteers who try to get people into this lovely space in their community.
Sounds fantastic.
That's a great idea. And what about you, Fiona? Have you got maybe a favourite place in the city?
Oh,
like
I
to
love
escape to?
Children's Wood. We were also around other sites today, like Woodlands Community Gardens. We finished our bike ride there, and we also went to the Gorbals. We got a wee bit lost in the Gorbals, but we found Ben and the Healthy Living Network site, which is a hidden gem of a site in I think it's Richmond Park, not Richmond Park, somewhere around in the Gorbals. It's a secret. You have to find it.
That's a
There you
challenge
go.
there.
It was a challenge today.
So secret, you don't know what it is
Yeah, it's so
yourself.
secret.
And
It's
just
amazing.
very, very quickly, if people want to get involved in the festival, how do they do that? Where do they find information?
Well, you'll have seen these maps around the city. They're a fantastic map, and then also on our website, RSPB Glasgow. You'll see it there.
Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you.
you both.
Now, we've got lots of music here on the Riverside show this evening, including some tracks.